what happened. Have some butter? Butter. No. We're back. I'm back, supposedly. I don't know what's going on here with this thing, but technical difficulties. I don't know why I get bumped off like that. It might be my phone. I don't know. Which is not a good sign. That is a peaceful dog. Anyway, hopefully we'll get some people back here. We're just starting to build some steam up, and then all of a sudden, boom, you get booted out. This is like the third time this has happened in the past couple of weeks. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, today we're gonna talk about some things. I've got a list here. I've got my list today. What is your 20? There's my 20. That is my 20. Actually, it's my 20 is M. Courtier. And then I'm at a restaurant called, well, you can't see it all the way here, dark. And we have been next to this place. I have streamed next to this place, but have not been here and streamed. Hang on a second, I'm waiting for my butter here. I'll put my croissant. Got a nice croissant here. Thank you. Let's see here. This is a different kind of place. You want to ask a question, send a super chat. Sorry. Let's stay on topic here. But I have been to this place to eat before. Just haven't streamed or done a video about it or anything like that. But this is the croissant I got. I got a nice cappuccino. And but today we're going to talk about this dog is trip out on this dog. He's chilling, man. He wants some of those pancakes. he's like licking his chops over there. He's like, "Can I have some?" Thing is cute. It's very cute. But today we're going to talk about what it takes to get over here. What kind of things you got to think about. Because it does take some planning. This stream should not be frozen. The other stream is frozen. This stream should not be frozen. So please let me know that it's not frozen, this one. I appreciate it. This is a strawberry rhubarb jam. Anybody? Somebody let me know that the stream is not frozen. All right, it's working good. No, we're not eating treats yet. I mean, a croissant, but it is what it is. Let me have a little bit of this, and we'll get to the crux of this stream. A little breakfast, light breakfast. Right now there are two streams because one is frozen and I can't stop it. This is a working stream. This croissant is quite a bit better than Starbucks. You know. Anyway, we're going to talk. I got a list. Hopefully I thought of everything, but you know how that goes. Have a long list of things that you need to remember. You're taking good care of the dog too. You've got some ice water down there. He's like, hey, what about me? He's like, where's my food? Anyway, this is good. Well, then why are you wasting your time watching? I'll tell you why. Because you're an idiot. That's why. So many people wasting their time. You know, if you don't like it, don't watch. Simple. Let me finish this, and then I'll get right to it. Doesn't last very long. All right. Yeah, I can't let myself go too much. There is a PayPal link down in the description. Thank you very much. And that is, I appreciate that in advance. Now, let me get to this. I need some water too, eh? I think, in my own case, when I came over here, I didn't want to be dragging around things. I didn't want to have to send over a shipping container. You don't want to do all that. If you can avoid it, don't do it. Because if you're in the States or the UK, you're not going to be able to use a lot of your, damn near all of your electronics. It's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. You're better off just getting rid of the stuff. And when I say get rid of, you do what I did. You buy, you sell the stuff, you donate the stuff, you give the stuff away, whatever you got to do to get rid of it, and you buy when you come over here. You use some of that money to buy when you're over here. Because, like I said, a lot of the stuff's not going to work. You're going to need a converter. I thought I had a converter, brought over a nice espresso maker from the US, plugged it into the converter, and promptly burned out the espresso maker in about 5 minutes. You know, once you have that smell, that metallic smell, it's over. The thing's done. Shorted it out, and I'm like, I thought this thing was supposed to work. It didn't work. So, minimalize is the first thing. Get rid of your stuff that you can get rid of, and that may take a while. Give yourself 6 months. You should have a bit of a lead time if you can, unless you're running. If you're on the run, that's a little different. We're not talking about that kind of thing. We're talking about we're talking about why do I need to know this pebble dashing? I mean, really. I mean, what are you putting that in my stream for? Seriously. I mean, it's great. Thank you. But this is not takeaway. We're not doing a takeaway here. Thank you, though. This is, you know, if you know about M. Courtier, this is a money area. You come here, you gotta expect to spend a little dough, you know? Now, one of the things you might have to do, if you got a lot of stuff and you just don't want to get rid of it and you don't want to bring it over, you get somebody that you trust, or you get a storage unit, and you know, that's a bit of a hassle, but okay, that's a way to get rid of some stuff, put stuff away if you're not sure you're going to be moving forever, because you know, anything can happen. And you know, listen, sometimes you pay $50, $100 a month, and it's worth it, you know. So consider a storage unit, but try to get rid of everything, try to donate everything, give it away, donate it, sell it, whatever you can do, preferably sell it. And you know, before you come over here, you should have the visa in mind for what, you know, if you're retiring, then get your retirement visa. If you're younger, get your elite visa or whatever it might be. If you're gonna come work here, and you're still like in the States or somewhere else, the company should be handling that for you. If they're not, that doesn't really bode well. I mean, you know, it could be a halfway decent company, but they could be like, listen, you're on your own till you get here, and then we'll take care of everything. We'll help you out. But any company that you're going to come work for and they're going to sponsor your B visa, they should be good enough to provide assistance to you. And I got a buddy who, he's been working for this company for many years now. They take care of everything for him. He doesn't have to do a thing. They get his visa taken care of. They take care of his 90-day report. If he has any issues, they help him with it. You know, they may not be able to do everything for him, but they will help him and assist him and give him information. So that's the good thing is, if you got a company behind you, then they can help you out quite a bit. If they're a decent company. If there's some rinky-dink company, they might not want to do anything for you, but you know, beware before you start working for them then. So the visa issue, you know, at least know what you're getting into and get all your ducks in a row. Like I said, get all your paperwork from the bank, from your company that's providing a pension, Social Security, whatever it is, get everything lined up so that when you come here, and before you come here, you're ready to go. You've got everything, and you know, there'll be minimal amounts of, there'll be minimal delays and confusion. You should really take the time. I mean, listen, I always say it, but Jono took 10 years. Geno's been preparing for years. I prepared for about a year. You know, I traveled back and forth for quite some time, and then you know, once I decided, it was a matter of, hey, am I ready to do this? When am I going to do this? What do I need to do? And it took a while, but I did it relatively quickly compared to what I think. If you're going to retire here, you should know ahead of time, hey, I got some time. Let me prepare for this properly. You don't do it just on the, you know, the spur of, good morning, Mr. Daniel. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you. Choke D to you. I really appreciate that. I know there's a lot of people that do contribute that I probably didn't name earlier, but you know, it's tough for me to name everybody because some people, you know, they contribute. Let's check this big boy out. again, this is a family affair here. Lots of families come here. Oh, you got the big dog over there, and then you got this little one. He's watching intently. It doesn't look like they're gonna get. They're gonna have a little scrap, so that's good. Anyway, let me get back to it here. There's a lot of people around now. The place is starting to liven up because it's gonna open up. I think in about an hour, this whole place will open up. And the rain has stopped, and it looks like the clouds are burning off. So that's good. Yeah, Dallo, this is pretty much across the street from Emporium. And, you know, Emporium is a higher end shopping center, as is M. Quartier. And this place is huge. I don't even like coming here unless I know exactly what I want. Usually I just come here to go to the bookstore. I bought a few things here, spent a little bit of money here, but it was basically because I knew exactly what I wanted, and I just got in, got out, which is how I like to shop. Okay, something else you got to do, and you know, most people, I think they figure this out, but they need, before you come over, you should do your preparation in at least 1 or 2 trips. I mean, I used to say, come for a year before you decide to move here. But nowadays, especially now with the current situation, you know, listen, if you can come over for a month, that's great. It doesn't necessarily mean, you know, you're going to love everything about the place, but it might help. I would say at bare minimum 3 months, and you travel around a little bit. And while you're here, try to get a bank account set up and look for some apartments, look for some places and some areas where you might want to live. You know, do you want to live in a higher end area? Do you just not really care about that and want to be in a decent area next to the SkyTrain or the subway or something like that? Do you want to be in Bangkok? Do you want to be in Chiang Mai? Do you want to be in Pattaya? You got to figure all these things out before you come. And my suggestion to people, if you're a newbie, and I said this before, if you're new here, don't spend your time and go to Pattaya. Don't go to Pattaya. I mean, go there for fun, but don't move there. Do not move there. There's, you know, no reason to move there straight away. To me, it's not the kind of person, somebody who doesn't know about this place should move. If you don't know anything about Thailand, don't move to Pattaya. Especially if you're not all that, if you're not a strong male. If you're weak-minded and you've caved into women all your life, don't move to Pattaya. It doesn't make sense. It's not a good place. Not a good place for your first the first city that you live in. Really, you know, I would say live in Bangkok for at least, if you can, just for a week or two. Stay here while you're figuring out where you're gonna move. You know, but you should do all this before you come here. Not after. You shouldn't just move here and go, well, I don't know where I'm going to live. Do that beforehand. When you're doing your trips and you're coming over and you're having fun, travel around a little bit. But yeah, if it's your first rodeo, don't go to Pattaya. Don't live in Pattaya. Don't live right off of Soy Bangla in Phuket. That's just stupid. I mean, you know, especially if you're weak with women. You're weak with women, man. Forget about it. They're going to tear you up. They're going to chew you up and spit you out. So that's another thing here. Yeah, search for your apartment, condo, house, whatever it is. Take a look around. Get an idea at least where you want it to be, and get somebody. You might need an agent. You might need an agent. You might not. for me, the best way for me was I'd find an area and I would just hang out in places. I'd go to a restaurant, go to a coffee shop, go shopping, hang out in that area and walk around, and you end up stumbling onto places. You ask around, you ask people, hey, you know of any apartments, and that kind of thing. But it helps to have context. So if you got a Thai girlfriend, you're coming over here, hey man, let her look around, because they're going to get a better deal, and they're usually going to find a place that's better price and more towards what you want than you will by yourself, especially if you don't speak the language. If you don't speak the language, yeah, I mean, you can find a place, but I still recommend getting somebody else. The next thing to do and the next thing to consider, is are you going to need a will? Are you going to need a will in the United States, or do you have nobody? I mean, even then you might want to consider it. And then when you come over to Thailand, you might want to have one. You might want to have a living trust or something like that set up. So that's something else that you might want to think about. Let's see here. Yeah, something that people don't think about here. I need my glasses here. Well, if you're not in the country, Jar, you don't need to do a 90-day report. The only way you need to do a 90-day report is if you're in Thailand for more than 90 days. And if you have, what did you say here about the visa? No. If you're not living here, and I forgot all about this when Longhorns was here. He was here on a, I think it was a no visa entry, a visa-free entry. You don't even need to worry about the 90-day report. It's only if you have a long-term visa. Lots of people walking around delivering food and stuff like that here. So yeah, you don't have to worry. The only time you have to worry about the 90-day report is if you got a retirement visa and you're here for more than 90 days. So on day 91, that 90-day report needs to have been filed. Yeah. So, but you set up your will. Okay. Here's another one. Register with your embassy. Usually the embassies have some kind of a program, like the United States has an embassy, has a program. I think what's it called here? It's just called travel registration. And it's travelregistration.state.gov. And you can basically let them know where you are. And so if there's any problems, they know how many Americans are in Thailand. And if something happens and like your family back home wants to know, hey, where is he? Well, the last he reported in, this is his address. They can go to your address and do, some kind of a wellness check or whatever on you. Not that they will, but maybe, I guess if you push hard enough, they might. When I lived there and work, I traveled for work, so anytime I left or came, it would count as a report. No, that's not how it works. If you are in the country for 89 days, okay, then you do not need to file, and then you leave. You do not need to file a 90-day report. When you hit the 90th day, you're supposed to file the report. On the day 91, you're late. Now, they usually will grant a couple of days. I guess it depends on, they will, what they've done. I've done this in the past where it's got to them a little bit late in the past where I mailed it, and they would, this dog is so cool. He's such a cool little dog. Check this out. Pretty cool little fella. Hey Jim, how's it going? I guess that's the end of that. No more dog. I traveled out and came back within those 90, so I never. Yeah, once you leave the country, and then you come back in, you start the 90-day process again. You're on day one when you come back. So, I mean, that's it. You know. All right, now, so the registration with the embassy can be helpful. I mean, sometimes I'm like, I really don't want the American, I think to myself, do I really want the American government knowing where I am? Well, you might, you know. Let's see, something else to do. Set up contact info with someone who can act as your next of kin. If you're somebody here, there are people here who don't have a lot of people that they can count on to take care of them if they were to pass away here. You know, I could name several people, but and there are people in the stream that are moving here. They don't have a whole lot of people that are willing to take care of their body and cremate them and do all that kind of stuff, or whatever they want to have done. You know, like, listen, I don't want to do that for somebody. You know, I mean, I would if necessary, but like, you need to set that up ahead of time so that somebody will take care of it if, in the dreadful event that you happen to go, they'll take care of it for you. Speak with your bank. You know, even nowadays it pays to speak with them about being overseas, to set up your account however you can, to where you can make wire transfers just by a phone call or by going into their system and doing something. A lot of banks won't initiate a wire transfer unless you have that set up already. So do it before you leave, not after. If you got a brokerage account or accounts in the States, speak with them as well. Sometimes the sites are a little bit picky and finicky about the areas where you're logging in from and where you can make transactions from and transfer money from and all sorts of stuff. So do everything before you come over. Set up your Social Security, set up your pension to go to a bank. Preferably, if you have a bank set up here, and you can set it up like on your first or second trip or whatever trip it is, and you say, I'm going to move here. You get the bank account set up, you go back to the States or Australia or whatever it is, and then you get your bank to automatically transfer the funds or the pension or whatever, if you're allowed. I don't know, like in the UK and Australia, I think they have different laws than the United States about pensions and that kind of thing. So that's something to think about, for sure. If you're going to have a bank in the US, or Australia, or the UK, or wherever, in the West, I highly suggest that you get one that if you do decide to withdraw funds, that you have a bank that doesn't charge fees all the time, because the fees will add up. You know, especially if you're making a lot of withdrawals. I don't make a lot of withdrawals. You know, the number of withdrawals I make, I think I make 1 or 2 a month, and I use TransferWise. But in the past, I did use my, and sometimes what I'll do is I'll go, you know what, I'm gonna get some groceries or whatever, I'm just gonna pay with my American card. And so, you know, that helps too. But when you're withdrawing money from the ATM, let's say you decide, I'm gonna go to Cambodia, and I'm gonna need some money, and you go, I don't want to transfer the money, I'm just gonna pull it out from the ATM. You know, you don't want to be getting charged fees. I mean, even if over the course of a year it adds up. I mean, you know, if it's $100, it could be, you know, they're charging $7 or so. In the US, they're charging about $7. They're also charging about $7 here in Thailand. So that's $14 a pop. You make one a week, you know, figure that out. It's a waste of money. You know, I don't know about the crypto card. I mean, I have a CASHAPP card, which you can use with Bitcoin, And the problem with that is they don't allow withdrawals overseas. It's only in the United States. They don't even let you use it overseas. So that's another thing to think about, is if you have a particular type of card, you need to ask them, hey, what's going to happen when I use this overseas? So you do that before you come over here. You don't want to be on the phone. That's it. Now, that's the other thing that I didn't write down here. Try to get some kind of a service set up before you leave that is going to allow you to make phone calls back to your home country for a reasonable price. I use, for me, since I'm in the United States, since I was from the United States, I use the Magic Jack. It's $39 a year. I can call anywhere in North America and it's free. So $39, which, what's that? That's a little more than $3 a month. 100 baht, that's pretty cheap. So I'm trying to think, should I get something else here? I'm hungry, but croissant is not going to cut it. I might have to get a tart. I might have to get a cheesecake tart. I do receive crypto donations, Pebble Dashing. It's all down in the description. There's Bitcoin. There's Bitcoin. There's I can't remember what I got. I think Ethereum and maybe Litecoin. I have Capital One. I have Capital One checking and savings. I also have SunTrust, and Capital One does not refund the Thai fees. SunTrust refunds the Thai bank fees, the ATM fees, and also does not charge for international bank fees. So that's pretty good. But sometimes, it's best to be able to just transfer the money, whether it's by Wise or if it's a large sum of money, then by bank transfer, wire transfer. Does Magic Jack allow you to retain an existing number? I believe you can forward it. They will give you a number in the US. You can choose it in the area that you want. So if it's Las Vegas, you can choose a 702, something like that. And you can do it that way. Geez, how many links do I need? It's like first you say, I need a crypto. Well, I got 3 crypto links down below. I got the CASHAPP. I got Stripe. I've got all kinds. Now it's 200 baht or 210 baht. I forget. 200 baht, I think, a pop here. So you better get that straight before you come over here, because you want to know how much, because these little things will add up when you get here, and over time I've managed to reduce those, which has helped save me maybe $1,000 a year, $500 a year, just by these little niggling things that you don't think about, and then you go, it's going to cost me $20, and then it's like, it just cost me $80 this month, Well, there you go, Andy. I mean, Magic Jack works worldwide if you're paying. If you pay to call overseas, you can use it. When you call in the United States, it's absolutely free. If you call in Canada, it's absolutely free. But if you were to call, say, Singapore, it's not free. You have to pay, just like you pay a fee for Skype. You load money on there, you load $10 worth. So that's something that you really should do. You should figure out before, do your research. Sit there and look and compare all the services and figure out, well, where are you from and how much is it going to cost per minute, blah, blah, blah. Which is the best plan for you. Do you need voicemail? Do you need, what do you need? I mean, I have a phone number in Florida, and it works very well for me. Price is very reasonable. Yeah, but see, that's the charge from the Thai bank. Your bank in Australia may charge another fee on top of that. So in the United States, I mean, everybody knows about Charles Schwab, but you can also use like what do you call it? SunTrust, which I have. It rings when I'm in Thailand and someone calls me. Yeah, I guess it depends on the whatever you have set up on your phone. You can forward. Well, if you're using the same number, I don't know how that would work. But if you're going to do it like I do it, it doesn't cost me anything because I got a U.S. number and it's through the Magic Jack. Somebody calls me on Magic Jack, I just pick up the phone. It doesn't matter where they're calling from. It doesn't cost me anything. So that's something else to consider. The money is always important. Let's see here. Now, something else that a lot of people, unless it's really serious, some people don't think about it. If you've got some kind of an illness or condition, whatever it might be, you got psoriasis, you got hemorrhoids, you got some high blood pressure. Get everything taken care of again before you come. Get things set up. Get your doctor to give you letters a letter or letters for your conditions, and then double check on whether or not the pharmaceuticals that you need are legal and available here or wherever it is you're going, because they may or may not. Is Magic Jack a separate phone or an iPhone? You can use it on your phone. I use the Magic Jack on my phone most of the time, but I can also use it on my computer. And there used to be a time when you would plug in your this tells you how much times have changed. In the old days, the Magic Jack, they used to send you a little metal, kind of cheap plastic metal-y thing, and you would plug it in, and then you would plug it in, I think, to your phone, and then the phone line would go in the back of it. And what that would do is it would allow you to make long-distance phone calls using their service. So I could be here, I'd have a landline, I'd plug it into that Magic Jack, and I could call the United States, and it would route through my Magic Jack, and then it wouldn't cost me anything. So that was pretty good. I'll be opening a Bangkok bank account next trip. Yeah, that would be a good idea. I think that would be a good idea if you plan on coming over here on a regular basis, or you plan on moving here or staying here part-time. I think, in the past people would ask me, oh, do I really got to open a Thai bank account? Nowadays, it's a good idea. Shit, I need some water. You could have, but I don't think so. I need some water. I'm gonna have to wait. Get the menu. Yeah, it depends on what you're coming over for. You can get a throwaway ticket, just a reservation, and that will work for some of your travels, but not for retirement. Well, you don't. Thank you. Just need some water first. Whew. You don't want to see the prices of this. Iced orange rooibos tea, $230. Fucking $7, man, for an iced tea. Scotty won't be buying that. I can tell you that right now. I just need some water, and I need. How about a cheesecake tart? Yeah, you know, it always pays. It pays to get that return because I've been asked before. God, you know, it's so nobody ever thinks about this. That's a pet peeve for me. Traffic, you know, listen, we all, you know, you don't like traffic, you move somewhere else. You don't like noise, you got to go somewhere quiet. But like, I come in and they had the music blared. I mean, there was like. They're blaring the music. And I'm like, can you turn it down? She goes, no, I can't. It's auto. I cannot turn it down. And so then that's why I moved over here. Originally, I was on the other side over here. I couldn't hear myself think. I'm like, this is going to drive me nuts. I knew it right when I sat down. I was like, no, I need to move out of here. So let me see here. Where are we? Let's see here. Oh yeah, get your medical stuff set up. If you got any conditions, get your medical records. Get copies of them. Usually nowadays they'll put them on a disc, and you know maybe they'll give you if you got X-rays or something like that. They'll give you those. So that might be something that you might want to bring along. And I would really recommend. I would recommend having 2 bank accounts. Can I have the cheesecake tart, please? The cheesecake tart. And also some water. Just a small water.
This one some more guys.
That's okay. How you have another one? You have another cheesecake? Maybe.
มีแบบบิ๊กไซส์เลยอ่ะ
Yeah, I don't need that big of a piece. No, just give me the little one. เป็นเล็กก็ได้
อันเล็ก
ครับ It's like they got this cheesecake that thing's like that big. I'm like $10 piece of cheesecake. That's why, you know, we're here, so. Is the Super Bowl tomorrow? There's plenty of Androids here at Pebble Dashing. You can get your Androids here if you need them. That was something else I wanted to say. Some of your phones you can get to work here, or you can crack them, you get them unlocked, and they'll work just fine. And for some of you, you might be better off just buying a phone here. So that's something else to consider. I'm going to show you something. Super Bowl here? Where's here? Super Bowl is where is the Super Bowl located this year? Detroit or somewhere? Well, today is Saturday here, so it would be early Monday morning when they started. LA. I got you. Jim is from Las Vegas as well. So yeah, when you're dealing with your phone, don't, if I was to recommend something, get a local number. You can keep your U.S. number if you want. You can have a phone specifically for that, but get a local number. Thank you. Well, that is small, huh? So let me show you this. aquapana. But the cheesecake, you know, yeah, it's small. Yeah, I don't need. Who the hell needs 10,000 channels? Jono has something like that. And, you know, he said to me the other day, he said, you know, the problem with this is I just can't possibly watch everything, and there's so much stuff to choose from, I don't know what to choose from. I don't watch that much TV, and I dare say if you're a little bit busy, like I am, I'm not always real busy, but sometimes I am busy. I don't want to be watching TV, and I don't need 10,000 channels. Believe me, you get Netflix, that's plenty. You don't need more. You can watch all kinds of movies online now, whether it's on YouTube or whether it's on some website. There's all kinds of websites now. You really don't even need that. And I know, you know, I do know some people that have that, but you just don't need it. So what I was saying though is I recommend you keep 2 banks in the U.S. because if you got a problem with one, you got to back up, keep some money in a second account. Let's see if this cheesecake is any good. It's gonna be like a bite and a half. Actually, it's gonna be like 3 bites, but look at this. It's good, but it is good, but it's nowhere near as good as the other place, La Mesa. You want the best cheesecake that I've ever had? You want to try it out? Go to La Mesa. Yeah, I mean, I just can't watch all that much TV. This isn't really surprising because it is the weekend here. It's a Saturday. Yeah, I mean, download, if I were you, I would get the SIM card. I would get AIS. That's my recommendation. I would hook up your bank account. Get a line account. Make sure you have a line account. Hook up your line account with your bank account. And then if you're living here part-time, you can pay for things like your electric bill, your water bill, right with your line account. You can get the cheaper mobile bandwidth, internet bandwidth, 150 baht for 100 gigabytes. I'm always pushing that. But you know, it does pay to have an account here. So that's something else to think about. Let's see here. Have I missed anything in this list here? Okay, your insurance lined up. You're going to need it. You're going to need it if you are traveling here as a tourist, or you will need it if you are traveling here as someone who is going to move here and live here for however long you decide to live here. You're going to need it, so make sure you have it. Make sure it meets the recommendation, and you know, understand that it will save your ass. It's literally my insurance, and the insurance that I've had in the past has saved my ass here more than once. So, hey Dre. So yeah, definitely make sure you get your insurance online and check around. Take the time, look around. You know, I mean, you might get more for your money. You're definitely going to get more from your money with a U.S. or like a British, with a British. This is where we are right now. We're at the Gourmet Market here in M Quartier, but you're gonna get a higher ceiling. You're gonna get a higher ceiling with an international insurance coverage than you will if you're going to use one in Thailand. And I've done the research, and if you're lucky, if you're what's today, Saturday? Yeah. If you're lucky, you can get a reasonable premium, especially if you're a little bit younger. And don't let it lapse. Don't get old and let it lapse, because once you get old and let it lapse, it's going to be harder for you to get insurance. You know what I mean? So that's something else to think about. Insurance, the phone, the bank, all these things are important. Something else to think about is that you need to have an address. You should have, you may need, you probably will need an address back in your home country. I know there are people that they completely just say, screw it, I'm gone. And sometimes that'll work, and it depends on how you have things set up. If you can get paid anywhere you want in the world, and you don't have to worry about things, and you don't need to pay anything. If you need to pay for your storage unit and you're able to pay it with a foreign credit card, then great. If you're not, you might have to pay it with a credit card or through a bank transfer or whatever. You might have to pay for it in advance. In the past, I sent bank drafts. I had to pay for when I wrote for the Ring magazine, The Ring, and several others. I was part of the Boxing Writers Association, and you had to pay. You have to pay to be a member of the organization. So I was like, man, what am I going to do? I never have any money in my U.S. account. Back then, I never had any money in it. And I always had the money here. And so, I was thinking, how am I going to do this? And so I ended up having to, what I did was, I did get paid sometimes in U.S. dollars. So I had to wait, get paid in U.S. dollars, and I didn't have any checks. That's what it was. I didn't have any checks. And so I just sent a bank draft to them through the, and I don't usually do that. And it was for like $50 or something, so. Yeah, if PayPal here is going to be gone as of March 7th. This place is really starting to pick up here. Lots and lots of people coming in. That's pretty good. 4 bites. I got 4 bites out of that little tart. It's 60 baht. It's cheap, relatively cheap. For this place, it's cheap. You would not. I've already gone over this about 5 times. Pebble dashing, maybe 10. You're not going to be able to withdraw funds into a Thai bank account if you have a Thai PayPal account, as I do. If you have a Thai PayPal account, you're not going to be able to withdraw funds to a Thai bank account unless you have a registered business in Thailand, which is a pain in the ass. And so I don't know yet if they're going to allow me to continue, because I verified everything. They said, yeah, you're good to go. Everything's good. They might. I don't know. But I'm waiting to see. And there's a lot of, there's not much clarity. You know what they say, but it's there's some vagueness to their verbiage. And that's why I'm not really sure. My wife's not really sure. We're both like, So PayPal will be going goodbye, which is why I like Apple Money, although you can't really use it here in Thailand to pay for anything. It's not like you go around and you can pay with Apple Money. You can't. For me, I transfer the money and it goes right to my U.S. account, which is, I think it's great because there doesn't have to be any fees. It's zero fees. So if you get paid $25, you get all $25, which is much better than getting paid like through YouTube, or if you were to use a credit card or something like that, and they took out a percentage. If they took out, say, like YouTube takes out, it's about 30% at least from the super chats, depending on how the payment goes through, where it is, and all that. But it's about 30%. So for every $100 that you get, $30 goes to YouTube. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. And the Cash App is kind of like you want to transfer money, you can transfer money back and forth. The same goes with TransferWise. You can transfer person to person with TransferWise simply by using an email address, and both people have the registered accounts. So that's something else to think about. PayPal might still work here, and you can use your credit card to buy something through PayPal. If they say we accept PayPal, and you go okay, and you have a bank credit card or a credit card hooked up to it, then you can just make a payment. You can buy something that way, but you won't be able to hold the balance. You need to withdraw the funds to your bank account, and then they won't allow you to transfer back and forth. So that's something else. That's another thing is, hey, do you need to transfer money to someone in your family or whatever? Yeah, I don't know. My wife has BitCub, and I was thinking about opening an account. I don't really have a reason. I have Coinbase here in Thailand, and or is it Coinbase? I have Coins here in Thailand, and I have Coinbase in the United States, and I also have the Cash App, which allows Bitcoin. And I thought I have another one, maybe Robinhood. Yeah, Robinhood. They allow it as well. But the only one I really use is the Cash App and Coinbase. So, do I need a BitCub? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm allowed to open one up here, being a foreigner. I don't know. But that's something that I'm going to check on in the near future. So I'll let you guys know what I find. But she's all hooked up, and she seems to like it. So, all right, let me see what else we got here on this list. Yeah, you gotta remember to close all your accounts. Don't leave something open and forget, which, believe it or not, happens. People forget to shut something off or discontinue something. I mean, like if you got a gym membership and you renewed it, and then you go, oh, you know what, I'm leaving in 3 months, and you forgot that you renewed the gym membership 6 months ago. You don't want it automatically renewing, and you're just paying for something that there's no way in hell you're going to use. So that's something else to think of. Nowadays, you got to remember to get everything that you need to come in, or be willing to quarantine. So that means vaccinate or quarantine. Pick your poison. I don't know what the hell's going on between Billy and my kid. I don't know what they're talking about, but it looks heated. Let me see here. What else? Set up any necessary transfer method. Oh, yeah, for mail and for your purchases. I'll tell you what I mean. Obviously, sometimes you may still get, if you have an address. Yeah, see, that's what I mean, Jim. They made you go to the gym. It's just such bullshit. I mean, that's to prevent fraud, prevent somebody from just going in. But, like if you got the credit card, it's your credit card, and maybe they do some kind of confirmation. I don't see what the problem is where you'd have to go in, but this is what I mean. Listen, I have a Charles Schwab account, but I can't open it up until I go back to the States. they're all getting ready for Valentine's Day because it's a big shopping day. I've already got my wife a little Valentine's Day present, and I don't like doing the last minute. I don't like doing the last minute shopping or any of that kind of nonsense. Plan, prepare. Let's see here. If I can figure out what's on my list here. So many notes. Yeah, when it comes to, here comes that dog again. When it comes to looking for a place here, I said use an agent if you have to. Obviously, using an agent is going to cost you more money. Not everybody has the money or wants to spend the money to use an agent, but if you're not going to, then make sure you have some friends that know the ropes. Make sure that you know some people, preferably some Thais, that can help you. My wife was always good at she just scopes out places and manages to find inexpensive places that are decent and in good locations. Stuff. She's really been pretty good about it. She's done it 4 or 5 times. Not only for us, but for other people. And so, Thais are good at that. So if you got somebody Thai that you trust, get them to help you out. And like I said, don't be shy about asking. Don't be shy here about asking people, hey, do you know any apartments around here? And they're going to ask you, hey, how much money you got? How much do you want to spend? What's your budget? And sometimes they'll tell you, oh, this place is so expensive. And you're like, well, how much? It's 8,000 baht a month. And you're like, okay, that's reasonable. No problem, Show it to me. Sure, it's very expensive. So, it depends on what kind of person you're talking to. And when it comes to the agents, they're a little bit, they don't think that way. The agents, they don't even show you a place under like 25,000 baht a month. They won't even show you that. Oh, can I have the place that's 4,500 baht a month? Oh, but by the way, there is a video going up tonight of Nicholas's little apartment. But they're not going to be showing you around so you can find some Thai style studio apartment for 3,000-4,000 baht. The agents aren't going to do that. So you're on your own for that. If you want that, go to the areas where the area is known as a lower end area. All right, let me see here. What else? Yeah, get your COVID entry requirements. Make sure you meet all those, which can change at any time. All right, something else that you might want to think about. If you have already decided, okay, I'm going to live in, in say Chiang Mai. Well, if you're going to come on Friday the 1st and you want to spend the weekend in Bangkok, yeah, you can always just buy a ticket, spur of the moment. Just go to the airport and get a ticket to go to Chiang Mai. But maybe a week before you go, hey, let me check out you're back in the States or you're back in Australia, whatever. Set it up to where you're gonna take a taxi from the airport. Hey, I'm gonna splurge and get a limo, whatever it might be. I got my buddy picking me up, and then set up get an airline ticket to go wherever you're gonna live. If you're gonna go to Pattaya and you got a friend that's there, and you want maybe have them pick you up from the airport or whatever, but set that up ahead of time. That's really that's a lot of things to do, but none of them are really that difficult. Some of this stuff it'll take a little legwork, like with the bank and a brokerage firm or something. You might have to go into certain places, and that just takes a little bit of time up. But other than that, pretty easy, And this place is like swamp now. There are so many people here. I can't believe it. I don't know what they're doing here. I can't really see, but let me see. Let me see. They got the music thing going on over there. Lots and lots of people. if you're gonna come to this place, come early. Now, the market's gonna open in a few minutes, and as you can see, they're starting to open up already. And the mall's going to open up here. Now, one thing I wanted to say about this place, I'm at M. Quartier. Let me see here. Let me put my glasses on. Oh yeah, M. Quartier. This place opened up May of 2015. Before this place, the main place to go, the nice place to go really in this area was Emporium for quite some time. I mean, you know, they got some nice, they still have nice stores in the place, but it's not all that big. I mean, the building might be big, but there's not all that many stores compared to how big everything is, for the square footage. This place is massive. Now, this place is owned by the mall group, which is, you know, why there's a gourmet market here, just like there is back in Bangkok. And you know how much this place cost to build? $800 million. $800 million. And it takes up about 20 acres or 50 rye of land. This land was available, and they purchased it, and now they've built this. It's been around for, now it's been almost 7 years. There is, for those who are interested, there is wheelchair, it is wheelchair accessible. One thing I wanted to say, if Longhorns is listening, Longhorns, the Italian restaurant that we went to, La Opera, one of my favorite places, one of my favorite Italian restaurants of all time. You know, it was great food. It was really good food. I mean, you know, it was excellent. But I just like the vibe. I like the vibe, especially in the evening. The vibe was quite good, and you know, I would go with half a dozen people, and we would go have a nice meal. It was great. That place has been demolished now. It's gone, no longer in business. So I am saddened by that, but that's the way it goes. That's business, you know. What are you gonna do, you know? Building something else there now. But man, what a great place. Last time that he and I went, I asked, hey, where's the Italian guy? I forget, Roberto, I think was his name. Where's the chef at? The chef doesn't work here anymore. What do you mean he doesn't? He's the owner. No, I sold it. I'm like, well, now it's gone. So, it's too bad. Another one bites the dust. Now, one other thing I was going to talk about is some things that I would say, you know, things now that are different from in the past, and things that maybe I could have done differently. One thing, I've said this several times, one thing I might have done, I probably would have worked another year or two. I could have socked away 50 to 100 grand. It would have made my life a lot easier. But when I say that rather tentatively. I say that with apprehension because for all I know, I could have come over here and pissed that whole 50 or 100K away. And then I would have just went, oh, what happened? Oh, well, I had a great time for 2-3 years, but, you know, the money's gone. So, you know, maybe it's better. But, you know, more money, less stuff. That's the golden rule of travel, and it also goes to when you're expatriating. More money, less stuff. And then electronically, things are a lot different now. I mean, you know, like I said, set yourself up with some kind of a phone service. Back in the day, you could barely send emails, and the fax machine was still around and being used. And so, you know, that's a little bit different. You know, the other thing is that you need to think about, I didn't think about this, and most people don't, who are younger. But something to think about is that you got to remember, hey, listen, if I'm coming over here and I'm 45 years old, let's say you're 45, let's say you're 30. 30 is really young. I mean, I came over here really young, and in some ways I'm glad I did, in other ways I'm not. But, you know, if you come over here and you're, say, 40 years old, even 50, you might have 30 or 40 years left in your life. And, you know, for me, the travel and boxing and writing for magazines, that was a part of my life for, 20 years. Less so now. And as you get older, your priorities are going to change. I think when you were young and you move over to a place, I love Thailand. No doubt, there are some great things about this place. And I don't know that any place would be better for me than this place. I don't know. I know that back in the day, this was the place. I don't know about now. So that's something that I didn't look at when I first came over here. I didn't look at, hey, is this place that I'm moving now, what's the forecast for the future? If you look at the United States, the forecast, in my opinion, is shit. The forecast is shit. It's done. It's cooked. It's burnt. Done deal, man. The United States, as I knew it growing up, is done. I don't think it's ever going to be the same. Hey, Carlos. I don't think it's ever going to be the same. And so, I'm glad I left, for sure. I'm glad. I got out right at the right time. And I was living in California. California was nothing like it is now. Nothing like it. You didn't have all this woke bullshit when I was younger. When I was living there, you didn't have all that. It was, hey, beautiful summers, beautiful women, that was what it was all about. And, granted, my perception of what was important was much different back then. I was a lot younger. So I think that's the main thing really to think about before you move somewhere. It doesn't matter if you're moving to Portugal, Costa Rica, wherever you're moving. You feeling better, Carlos? It really doesn't matter where you're moving. If I was to move somewhere now, like right now, if I was to say, okay, I got 6 months to prepare. Where am I going to go? I would figure out 3 or 4 places that I really liked, and then I would start looking at them and seeing, okay, what's the forecast for this country? What direction is this country moving? Where will it be in the next, say, 10 years or so? Man, this place is busy, man. In 10 years, how's this place going to be? In 20 years, how's it going to be? And then, is it really going to bother you? Is it something that you need to be concerned about? So that's something that I didn't do that at all. I didn't do any of that. And I would say, well, hopefully it'll get better as time passes. And hopefully they're giving you lots of pain meds. I don't know how much you can. The thing is about planning is that, what is it? The best laid plans go to, what is it? What's that saying that I'm thinking about here? I forget what it was, but something about the best laid plans, basically go to shit. There's only so much that you can plan because everything does not always go as planned. If you were to tell me that I was going to do some of the things that I did when I came here, I would have been like, what? Really? wow. Some of the things I would have been like, wow, cool. Some of the things I would have been like, I don't know about that. Yeah, even the best laid plans of mice and men often go astray. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was looking for. Thank you. So you gotta think to yourself, hey, and that brings me to the next thing. When I came over here, my plan B was I'm gonna go back home. I got money in the bank. I'm gonna go back home. If things don't work out, I'll go back home. That's all. I'll go back home and start over again. I was young enough. Now I'm damn near 60. I don't want to go back home. I don't want to start over again. No way in hell would I want to do that. Who wants to go back to a country they don't want to be in? You know what I mean? So when you're young, just, that's why I gave myself a year. Give yourself 3 to 5 years, depending on how old you are. Hey, if things aren't the way I want them in 3 to 5 years, I'm out of here. I'm going to go somewhere else, or I'm going to, a lot of people move around. A good plan violently executed now is better than a perfect plan next week. Yeah, I like that as well. It's quite good. Hey, Florida's still Florida, and Texas is still Texas. I do like Florida. Now, there are some things there's always things you like, things you don't like. There's not that much I don't like about Florida. The main thing I don't like about it is the humidity. I don't like the humidity here. I mean, CDMX? What's CDMX? I have no idea what you're talking about. Sanford, Lake Mary, Florida. I still miss my friends and family. Yeah, this place is kicking now. Everybody needs to shop. Gennaro, I think the difference between here and Mexico, I think you'd be disappointed in Mexico. Honestly. I mean, I don't know, but I think you would be. I think if I had to choose between Mexico and Thailand, even now, I would come to Thailand. At least for now. You can always go back. You can always go over there later. But for now, I would say, yeah. Oh, fuck off. Florida's already sinking. It already is. I don't know what they got going on here. It's some big event. There's all kinds of people coming over here with their, their equipment cases. Listen, there are some beautiful areas of Mexico. However, I think you're safer here. I think, honestly, if you come to a place and you want like women, this place is far better. And I think you have the opportunity to go a lot more places from here that, in my opinion, are overall better. That's just my opinion. Oh, Tijuana's a shithole. Always has been. Florida is, listen, Florida has always been my home. And, it always will be. But Thailand is my home. Bangkok is my home. And that's what some people don't understand. This is my home. I'm not somebody who's been here for a year or two and I decide to go back and then I come over, or I've been here for 3 months seeing some girl hang out, then I had to leave. And no, man, this is my home. and I'm very, very comfortable here. And I think if you spend some time here, most of my friends that live here are very, even Jono. Jono's been here, what, 2.5 years? 3 years? He's on his 3rd year, I don't know. He's already integrated himself into the society. Now it's his portion of the society, just the same as me. I live where I want to live, how I want to live, and there are some things that I will change in the future. But I don't have a problem interacting with Thais and that sort of thing. Some people do. Some people think it's us against them. No, for me, it's the Thai government and their view on foreigners, and then generally the foreigners who have a problem with Thais. The problem is because of them. I rarely have problems with Thais, and the problems I have are minuscule. They're not anything real serious. Yeah, Carlos, that's something else. You can't say this to me. You can't say that to me. I can say whatever the hell I want, honey. You don't have to like it. I mean, look at what's going on with Joe Rogan. It's ridiculous. That kind of thing's ridiculous. Well, see, the thing is that they speak English, but that doesn't mean they will speak English with you. They can also speak Tagalog, and you don't know what the hell they're saying. So it pays to learn the language. If you're going to learn a language, you can easily learn Thai just as easily as you can learn the Philippines Tagalog. That's assuming that you choose to put the time in and the effort. Which I kind of did. Really, I did. At first, I did slowly. I didn't really get into it all that much, and even now, I mean, like, listen, when I feel like it, when I have the time, one of these days, I will go full bore for like 6 months and study 4 or 5 days a week, 2-3 hours a day, and one of the things that I plan on doing at some point is getting like the high school equivalency test in Thai and passing it. So lots of families here. Lots and lots of them. Let's go, Brandon. And the simple fact that when you look on the news, they won't even acknowledge "Let's go, Brandon." It astounds me. And that these people, like some of the people in the mainstream media, the ones I'm talking about, the far left, that they are so adamant about their bullshit and their lies. And that people buy into it. Well, I mean, in many ways, I have stopped giving 2 shits about America. I care very little for it now. I don't care about what's going on. That's why I didn't even know about the Super Bowl. It used to be the Super Bowl was in January. Now it's February, and I'm like, oh, somebody had mentioned the Super Bowl earlier, to me, and I was like, Super Bowl, is that? I don't even know who's playing. I have no idea who's playing in the Super Bowl. So that should tell you something. I have completely lost touch. I know about the fights, but I don't generally know about, about the NBA, NHL, the NFL. I don't know what Major League Baseball. I don't know who played in the World Series last year. I don't know a lot of the players, and quite frankly, I don't really care because it doesn't have the same appeal that it did when I was younger. I find that Thai women are much prettier. Several states have started backing down from the mandates. I attribute this to fear of what's happening to Canada. Again, doesn't really matter to me. It's been all over the news here that they're now saying that wearing a mask is not even mandatory here in Thailand. I don't get that. And but the thing is that if you get into a taxi, a lot of the people now they're going to be like, you can't. You have to put your mask on. You want to take a grab? You got to put a mask on. It says right before you even before you punch everything in, it says, do you accept that you have to wear a mask? If you're going to go into the mall and you don't wear a mask, they're going to ask you to put a mask on. So it has become more normalized. It's not normal for me. To me, it's ridiculous. And I took some photos this morning and a little video of this guy in the taxi. He was a Grab driver. Sounds sweet, Carlos. Well, you're not that bad off then. But this guy, he had manufactured himself, put together. He got this real thick plastic. He got some like PVC pipe and some, zip ties and that kind of thing. And he made a divider, a clear divider, in his taxi. And he's got like the air conditioning vent aiming in this tube. This big thick tube like this. And I'm going to put the photo up. You'll see the video. I'm going to make a video out of it. But I'll put the photo up in the community tab. He's got this thing, and the air conditioning is going into the back, and then he's got this hole in the middle where you can reach your hand and put your money through. And, I wanted to laugh. I wanted just to laugh at him. I go, are you vaccinated? Well, yeah, I'm vaccinated. I said, how many times? How many shots you got? 3. And I'm going to get the 4th, in a little while. He gave me a date and everything. I go, so you've got 3 shots, and you're getting a 4th, and and he's younger than me. He was 52. And he was like, yeah, safety. I'm like, how much safety do you need? You got people wearing a mask inside. Think about this. You're inside the taxi wearing a mask. He's got a divider in between them, which I don't know I haven't got a clue what that's for, because you got a divider in front of your mouth. He's got a mask on. He's 52 years old. He looked like, I don't know if he was out of shape or if he was unwell, anything like that. But, this is how it is now. It is becoming more of a norm. And they can say whatever they want about living with it, but like I got in that taxi and I just went, son of a bitch. And this is not the first time that that's happened. Now, there's been plexiglass surrounding the driver. There's been a plexiglass 2 times. I've seen a plexiglass divider around the driver and around the back seat. And there's only a little area where you can reach your hand through and give them the money. And I just got to go, man, this is great. And I said to him, I did say to him, because I didn't want to, be an asshole and go, I think you're a freaking idiot. I think what you're doing is overkill, like by 1,000,000%. Look at this. Look at all these kids, man. Jeez Louise. You have 4 kids right here. Be careful where you put your dingle. Be careful where you put your dingle. That's what I would say. And if you're going to put it somewhere, make sure that you are protected. Especially if she's your girlfriend for the evening. She's your wife, and that's what you're planning on. Okay, I understand. But oh man, those kids, their dad couldn't pull out of that driveway. Anyway, yeah, so it's a bit crazy, and then here you are. You don't even have to wear. Yes, that is what 2015, 1/5. $800 million bucks. It wasn't purchased, it was built. I remember when this place wasn't even here. I mean, there's a lot of things that have changed. You know, there's so many things that have changed. And you know, one thing that I would say is, if you're coming to Bangkok and you want, in a song town, if you're coming to Bangkok and you want to live in Bangkok, you know, the one positive is that the transportation system is pretty damn good. You're not gonna find, you know, like, I don't know about the United States. I don't know. I have never had, even, like, I was in New York, you know, several years ago. And the subway, come on, it's nothing like the subway here, man. You know, I can't even, I don't even know where else they have it. Maybe Seattle, Chicago, you know, San Francisco. But there's nowhere that I know that is the SkyTrain, the subway, the public transportation is as good as it is here. So that's one positive. One negative is everybody thinks they got to play their music as loud as they can. Everybody's got to scream and yell. And I think that comes from there being so many people that you have to really clamor for the attention. You really need to do that. You know, it's like the look at me syndrome. I don't mind that drape because it's generally very hot. It's generally very, very hot. What is it today? The feel like temperature at, we have it here. It was 89 degrees at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. and it was 89 degrees, 87% humidity. So, a gift for me? It's just very busy here. All right, so my Aqua Panna, which is probably $12 a bottle, is finished. I mean, I do like the water, but like, if you gave me another water and sat it side by side, I probably wouldn't know the difference. You know, my palate is not that refined. The coffee was decent. Maybe I'll get another coffee. Let me think here. Non cup. Call espresso เป็น2 ช็อต จะเป็นดับเบิลเป็นดับเบิล
เอาแบบ2 ช็อตไปเลย
เป็น2 ช็อตเป็นแก้วเล็กเป็น2 ช็อต I didn't know it at first. The lady comes out at first in the morning. There was nobody here. It was me, and there was somebody sitting over here, and I was the only one on the other side. And she comes out, and you could tell she, you know how you have one of those days where you just go to work and you're just kind of like, fuck. She comes out and she was just like I'm not feeling it. Now it looks like she's probably had a couple shots or a couple espressos or a couple coffees, and she's looking a little more lively. But you know, sometimes it takes them a while to wake up. You know. Hey, don't forget about Manscaped. I haven't been pushing it much lately, but if you need to do some manscaping, or you want some Manscaped underwear, which are great, use the code MALIN20. Go to manscaped.com, use the code MALIN20, and you'll get 20% off. Isn't that a deal? And for today only, well, today and tomorrow, we'll say, if you see a shirt, go to my my website, you know, you can click down on the link down below where it says merch. You can click on that link. It'll take you to the page with the, you know, there's about, I don't know, 10 shirts and some mugs, maybe 20 items. The today and tomorrow only, it's 25 bones for a shirt, including shipping, which saves you about 20%. It's about 20% savings. So 25 bucks. You got it. You can't order it through the site there. That's not the way I'm gonna do it because I'm switching providers. So hit the like button, please. You can send by PayPal, Cash App, Apple Money, or cryptocurrency. You send 25 bones, you get any short sleeve shirt, and that's shipped to anywhere in the United States, the UK, or Australia, or Europe. Just not Scandinavia. Expensive to ship there. Long sleeve shirts are 30 bucks. And I am going to start having some hoodies because you know what? Oh, get it together, honey. Check this out. So there you have it. $25 bones. All right. You know, I thought about walking around, but we're already at about 2 hours. Smash it. Smash the like button. Yeah, that's it. Smash her. Bye, Fern. Come on. Ooh, look at that. I like their glasses. I do remember these. I like them. The aroma. Like a fine wine, they shall serve no espresso before its time. I don't think too many people are, I mean, everybody's got their mask on, but they're, you know, people are not staying home because they're worried about contracting this. This is dark. I'm surprised you didn't see that. Didn't you see the thumbnail, Longhorns? In the thumbnail, I purposely put up the photo of dark, and in the corner of the thumbnail, you can see it, dark. And I was wondering if you were going to pick up on it. I kind of expected you to pick it up, but, you know, I wasn't sure. And I could have went to the Mazza. There was nobody there, and that place is a lot more quiet than this place. This place is packed all the time. Doesn't matter, they're both expensive, you know, really. They're both like, I don't do this very often. I don't come to a place like this very often. Although the espresso is the same price as this espresso is the same as in Starbucks. The only thing is there's no barista included with this one, but we are in a nicer, more upscale environment. So, other than that, though, the food here is expensive. There's some stuff I was looking at. I'm like, well, that looks pretty good. Oh, 490 baht, man. That's like 15 bucks, man. I'm like, I'm gonna spend 15 bucks on 2 eggs, on some English muffins, you know? Carlos, pop them away, drift away, enjoy them. Now, I'm not sure about tomorrow. I'm not sure about tomorrow's, if there will be a stream. I believe there will be. but I'm not sure because I'm thinking about, I may wait until Tuesday or Wednesday, and I want to go. There's two places in Chinatown that I had never heard of before. They're supposed to be quite good. They open at 6 o'clock, so that's great. Some of these places, I don't know how I've said this before. I don't know how they make it as a coffee shop when they're opening up at 11 or 12 o'clock. Shit. I don't know how they make it, but these places there's really like 4 places in Chinatown, and they're a little bit spread out. You know, their locations. Some of them I'm not going to be able to walk to or anything, but I may go. I don't know about tomorrow, maybe later this week. I'll go to 1 or 2 of those places, and then I'm not sure what about, if I don't go there tomorrow, I'm not sure what I'll do, but we'll see. Maybe I can come up with a decent topic. I thought today was pretty good because a lot of people don't think about all the things that are involved to move over here. Not only like I said, just the fact that you have to set, if you are say 40, 50 years old, especially if you've been through a divorce or something like that, you probably have a fair number you have a fair amount of shit, stuff. You got clothes, you got furniture, you got, electronics, you got all kinds of stuff. Longhorns doesn't like my fern. Blasphemy. She's very cute. She's not the sexiest thing, but she's very cute. And I see the allure. She can get the job done. I'll say that for sure. I'm sure she can get the job done. So, can't complain too much. Anyway, that's what I think. And then maybe later on, I'm not sure where else I'll be going. I got some things planned, but it really depends. It depends on shit, how it transpires here in Thailand, and if some people are around, it might be around, and I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. I never know, but I know a couple days in advance. So, well, they have the tables reserved here now, which is fine with me. Well, it's really simple when you break it down. Sell it, donate it, or trash it. Didn't I say that earlier? I thought I did. Yeah, sell it, donate it, give it away, trash it. Whatever, give it away to wherever, or just, give it away to a friend. Or just throw it in the garbage, Depends on what it is, but... if you got a lot of stuff, then yeah, that's a job, man. That's a 6-month job. If you got a car, motorcycles, jet skis, animals, what are you gonna do with your animal? You're gonna bring your animal over here? That's something we didn't get into. You're gonna bring an animal over here, you better make sure you got everything that's necessary to bring it over here. So anyway, I think I've I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I would do differently. Always more money. If you can wait 6 months or a year and sock away, 25 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand, whatever it is. Even if, 2 years, 3 years, maybe it's better, having 100 grand more than, and coming in 2 or 3 years, and because it might make your life easier, I don't know what $10,000 almost 30 years ago was worth now, but when the Thai baht hit 54 and some little bit extra, I was thrilled. It was great. Things were great back then. Those were the days of 20 baht meals. Now we're up to 50, 60 baht now, which may not sound like much, but in the context of things, it's a lot. And what was it that I took a picture? Yeah, there you go. What did I take a picture of yesterday? There was something I took a picture of yesterday, and I couldn't believe it because it was like 6 months ago, this thing was like 100 baht, and now it's like 140. The price has gone up that much. I gotta look for what it was. I don't remember. I'm thinking off the top of my head, but it should be in my photos. So maybe I can put it up in the community tab. But I mean, I was shocked, and I know I was talking to Alex about it yesterday, but last night when he came home. So, and things are starting to get hot here now. The heat is starting to build, and we had the air conditioner people. We finally got somebody to come out here, and listen, we called like 10 places to come. Hey, can you come today? Can you come tomorrow? When can you come? Oh, 1 week. We called like 10 places. Finally, we got somebody that said, we'll come tomorrow. They come and they go, the starter for your air conditioner is burnt out. And I said, how much is that? 800 baht. I said, no problem. Fix it. I want it fixed. They put a new one in, and then they say, oh, the computer chip is burnt out. How much is that? Around 7,000. We paid 15,000 for the air conditioner. My wife's like, what do you want to do? I said, I want to get a new air conditioner. I don't want to freaking pay 7,000 baht for a little chip and then have to fix the thing again because we've already. So what I did was we had a big fan that the blades break sometimes. And one thing that was, I'll give you an example of what's so beautiful here. I got this broken blade from the fan, and I know there's a couple of places where you can get the blade. You can purchase new blades. All right, they're just plastic blades, right? They generally don't cost more than $3, maybe $5 tops. But I wasn't sure. There's one place that was over by, it was a little ways from the mall. It's a place where I used to go. And I was like, if I go over there, then I'm going to have to walk to the mall. And I just don't feel like going over there and doing that. I go, there's got to be a place right in Happy Land. My wife goes, yeah, there is. I go to Happy Land. They go, we don't have this particular blade. I said, shit. So my driver says, you know what? They have them in Lotus. I go, what? Really? He goes, yeah, watch. He goes, well, I'll take you over there. I said, okay. Now I tell the guy, take me to the mall. I gave him a 30 baht. Send me to the mall, right? That's what it costs just to send me directly to the mall. What's this guy doing? Doesn't this guy think that maybe they must not have any time? They can't do it at night or something. Anyway, I tell the driver, just take me to the mall. I was going to go to the mall, buy some ground beef, get some cheese for some pasta that I'm going to make. Well, I was going to make it for Alex and Nicholas today. And so I was going to go over there, and I said, you know what, let me get the blade first. Then I was going to get a haircut, right? Then I was going to get the blade. So we go over to this place. No blade, no half. Okay. The guy tells me, let me take you over here. He takes me over to Lotus. We go and I said, where is the thing? He shows me. There's literally stacks and stacks of plastic blades. But they're all different. And I'm like, all right, which one is mine? And I'm trying to look at them and figure it out. The guy goes, what's the brand of the fan? I go, fuck, I don't know. So my wife's on her way out the door. I got to hurry up and call her up so I can get her to look and make sure that it's a Hatari like I think. I call her up. She's getting ready to leave. What is it? I said, just go run inside Alex's room. Check about the fan. Yes, it's a Hatari. Okay, sir, here you go. 40 baht. Cost me 40 baht to get the blade, a new blade, right? This is it's like a $30 fan, like a 999 baht fan. So this kid's running away. The lady couldn't catch up to the kid. This little kid. She's a kind of a big woman. She couldn't catch up to the kid. And the kid's running off, and he's almost going to the part where there's going to start being cars. And so this guy jumped up in front of the kid, and the kid just stopped, and then she was able to catch up. But it's funny. So anyway, I get the fan. He's like, now where do you want to go? I go, take me to the mall. Maybe you can wait for me, and I'm going to go in. I'm going to buy some stuff in the grocery. And so you get your own personal driver. So I go, can you take me to get my haircut now? He takes me back over to get the haircut. And, I get to the barber and I go, okay, how much do you need? He goes, 40, 50 baht, 50 baht. I said, here's 60. So I paid the normal 30 baht. I paid an extra 30 baht for him to help me find the fan, wait for me for about 10 minutes to get my stuff from the grocery, and then take me back over to Happy Land to get my hair cut. That cost me not even $2. I'm like, this is the beauty of Thailand. This is why I don't have a car. If I need, as much as I would like to have one just for those days when, it's a cool and breezy day and I want to go, cruise down the highway. It's nice to be able to just go, can I go here and go there and then go here and then go there and let me take me over there. And by the way, do you know about this? Yes, I do. Okay, can you help me with that? And then you're done and it's like, that'll cost like $3. And you're like, I'll give you a tip. Here's another $2. And they're happy. I love that. Can't beat it, man. What is this? Had an aircon repairman come to the house. He had an aluminum ladder poking a screwdriver in random holes while the line was hot. His bare feet and condensation was leaking. I had to leave the room for fear of what I might witness. Yeah, I mean, you know what? They tend to be pretty good, though. Those guys are, what I found is that the tradesmen, they tend to be pretty damn good. The electricians, the refrigerator repairmen, the air conditioning repair guys, they tend to be very good. And, the prices are not what they used to be. They would come up and refill my air conditioner, and then clean it all out, blow it all out, and it would cost 500 baht. Now this is, 3-4 years ago. Now it's 1,000 baht. So prices have gone up, but still, it's a reasonable price. Dentists are excellent, and that's another thing to think about. If you're in the States or in the UK or wherever you are and you need some dental work, and I know a few people who do, don't get it done if you can wait. Get your teeth cleaning or whatever done when on time. But when you really need to get something done, get it done here because it's going to cost you less. If you can wait, by all means wait, because it'll probably save 70% from what you would pay back in the West. Hang on one second, let me see something. All right, listen. We are at about 2 hours now, so it's about time to say our goodbyes. If anybody has anything else to say, speak now or forever hold your peace. Appreciate everybody watching. And don't forget about the Manscaped Malin20. That is the code. Pick up one of my books. Pick up a T-shirt. And like I said, T-shirts, 25 bones, including the shipping to wherever you are. That's any short sleeve shirt. These I don't like the chairs with no back. I would prefer to have be able to lean up. All in all, this place is pretty good though. Everything is lively now. When I got here, it was absolutely dead. There was nobody here really. There was like 2 people. And now we're in full swing. So there we have it. Where's Mr. Minaj? Minaj has not come in. Anyway, I'd recommend this place. This is a good place. Hey, listen, you want to bring your girl? You know, I'm not talking about some, you know, some tramp. I'm talking about some chick who's your chick. You know, who you're into. You got a little thing going on. Bring her over here. You know, have a nice meal. Come with your buddies, whatever. Have a couple drinks, whatever. You know, it's a nice place. And, you know, you'll see that Thailand is not all about dirty streets and dirty canals and slums. There's a lot more to it than that. There's a lot more money here than people might want to believe. There's a lot of people back in the West who you talk about Bangkok and they're like, well, I mean, they really have grocery stores there? I didn't know that. I thought everything was sold off the ground. You know, like in Myanmar, there's a lot of people that they sell their goods. They're like sitting on the ground with a basket in front of them. But that doesn't mean they don't have grocery stores. The same goes for here. But except this place has got a lot of really modern, nice places, and there's money. You know, there's money here. I'm gonna go into Gourmet Market. I need to get some trash bags and what else? And some more pasta because I'm out of pasta. Which that doesn't normally happen, but I'm out of pasta right now. So I'm gonna have to go in here and get some. Oh Lordy Lord. All right, anything else from anybody? Anybody want to say goodbye? Hello, goodbye? Or is this stream just dead right now? Is it frozen again? I'm not seeing anything. Here we go. I remember thinking I was going to see all thatched roofs in East Under. I got to see. Yeah. What I remember is coming out of the airport, which was Don Muang. There was no Suvarnabhumi. And I remember cruising along in the taxi, and the window was down. And what I remember is the smells. You know, you'd be driving through one little area and you like smell food, and you're like, oh wow. Then you drive through another and you're like, oh God, what did you smell? Garbage. And then you smell dirt, and then you smell like stale air or something like that. Well, thanks a lot, Stephen. I gotta give you a call in the next day or two if you're available. I did used to think that Thailand was. Thank you. I did used to think that Thailand was like all villages and stuff. Okay, so what did I have here? I had a cappuccino, I had a double espresso, I had a water, I had a cheesecake tart, and I had a croissant. Any guess how much that cost? And there was a service charge and VAT. Anybody want to guess? The pumice-covered beach. That's a damn shame, man. Since nobody wants to guess, I'll tell you. Oh.
Okay.
Gotta punch in the numbers. Oh. That's it? Oh, okay. Thank you.
ขอบคุณค่ะ
Couple of There we go. I was supposed to put my my PIN number in there, but it didn't work. And then she's just like, "Don't sweat it." So it worked. $2.95. Cappuccino, double espresso, cheesecake tart, croissant, aqua panna. Aqua panna water. Plus 10% service charge, 7% VAT. Total cost? Anybody else want to guess? Last shot. Can you see that? If it's not clear, 564 baht, 96 satang, which is what, maybe $17 for that? Which is not that bad actually, that I think about it. To me, it doesn't seem that bad because it's a cappuccino, which if you figure, no, it's not 10 US dollars. It's about 17 US dollars. Cappuccino and espresso, you figure, you know, $5 each, that's 10 bucks. Croissant, $3. Tart, $2. Water, I don't know how much the water was. But yeah, altogether with the service charge and the VAT, it's just under, it's $17 or so, about 17 bucks. Which really, it's not that bad. I mean, you know, I don't like spending that much most of the time. I don't spend that much at Starbucks. When I go to Starbucks, I spend like, maybe I spend $5, $6. Anyway. So, thank you. That is all. Remember to click the thumbs up if you would be so kind. And subscribe. Click the notification bell. All that good stuff. Look down in the description on all the ways you can help support the channel. Become a Patreon patron. Join as a YouTube sponsor, YouTube member, whatever you want to call it. There's all kinds of ways. Or you can just watch. Continue watching. Watch my videos. Take a look at the video last night that I put up about the groceries. That's the last video that I put up. And then tonight there'll be a video of the studio apartment my kids got that's under $140 a month. So thank you for joining me. And until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Choke the Leo Jerkan Mai. That's good luck and see you later. All right, guys. I will see you later.